Welcome to Cheese Making at Home with Creamery in a Box. This video is a general overview of the process, but every recipe varies slightly, so make sure to follow your recipe's instructions closely. At its most basic, making cheese means separating milk solids from liquids. Solids are called the curd, and liquid is called the whey. First, you'll need to gather your cheese-making equipment and get it sanitized. Creamery in a Box comes with all of the specialized tools you'll need to get started. You just need to provide kettles, a stovetop, about 1 cup of non-chlorinated water, and some milk. Second, prep your additives by measuring and diluting them. Chlorine, which is found in most tap water, can ruin your cheese, so make sure to use a non-chlorinated source. Calcium chloride adds to curd stability. Culture gives cheese its tangy bite. Rennet encourages coagulation and helps with separation of the curds from the whey. And salt is a preservative that helps bring out the natural flavors of the cheese. The third step is to add heat. Different steps will require different target temperatures to optimize enzymatic reactions in the milk. In order to provide slow and even heat, it's best to heat the milk indirectly using a water bath that's approximately 10 degrees warmer than your target milk temperature. Make sure you don't overshoot your target temps. If you think you're getting close, you can always remove the milk from the water bath, or add cold water to the bath until you're back in the range. Pour your milk into a pot, double boiler, or other heat-safe vessel that holds about 1 gallon. Add the calcium chloride solution you mixed earlier to the milk. Use the curd skimmer to mix it thoroughly with up and down, as well as side-to-side motions. This ensures the solution makes it to every layer of milk and isn't just left sitting on the top. Now cover your milk, place it in your water bath, and wait to hit your first target temperature. Fourth, add the culture, using the same stirring method as the previous addition. Once it's added, you'll either rest at this temperature to develop a lot of tanginess, or begin heating immediately after adding it for a more subtle flavor. It all depends on the style of cheese. The fifth step will be to add the rennet. This next target temperature is in the perfect range to start coagulation, so make sure you take an accurate reading. Too cold and the process will take a long time. Too high and the rennet might not work at all. Once you reach the target temperature, add the diluted rennet to start setting the curd. It is especially important for this addition to stir thoroughly but quickly with the curd skimmer as the curd begins to set immediately. When you're done stirring, cover and leave the curd to set. You can see here that the whey is separating and the curd is setting very nicely. You'll know it's ready to cut when the touch of a spoon comes up relatively clean. Step 6. Cutting the curd. Using the curd knife, you'll make a total of 4 cuts. Start by cutting parallel lines in one direction, then add another set of lines perpendicular to the first to create a grid with equally sized squares. Now go back to the starting point of the first set of lines and angle the knife at a 45-degree angle to one side. Trace the first and second set of cuts to cut below the surface and create equally sized cubes all the way to the bottom of the pot. Step 7. Cooking the curd. Once the curds are cut, return the pot to the water bath and raise the temperature. This will release more whey and help dry out the cheese. Make sure you continue to heat slowly. If the temperature rises too quickly, a thin skin can form over the surface of the curds, trapping whey inside and preventing your cheese from developing the proper texture. While your curd is cooking, cut your cheesecloth to fit over the double mesh strainer. Wet the cloth to prevent the curds from sticking to it, and place the assembled strainer over a bucket, kettle, sink, or something to catch the whey. Step 8. Draining the whey. Once you've cooked your curds, lift the pot out of the water bath and slowly pour the curds and whey into the strainer. At this point, some soft cheese recipes might call for a quick dunk in an ice bath, followed by adding salt to taste before serving up a dish for you and your friends. For hard cheeses, you'll have to be a little patient, as there are still a few more steps to go. Step 9. Pressing the cheese. Take the plastic cylinder, called a mold, and put it in a Tupperware dish or on a cookie sheet to catch the whey you'll be pressing out. Wrap your cheese in the cheesecloth and carefully insert it into the mold. Add the follower and a spacer of some sort, like a canned food or cylindrical package. Add some weight to the top and you're pressing. You'll have to flip the cheese a few times by taking it out of the cylinder, rewrapping it, and reinserting it. Rewrapping gives the cheese a smoother surface. The directions will tell you how many times to do this and how much weight to maintain or add throughout the process. Once pressing is done, you can age it to develop a more complex flavor, or just eat it right away. One thing is for sure, you should get ready to make another batch with your Creamery in a Box kit, because homemade cheese is as delicious as it gets. And it won't be long before it's all gobbled up.